Fiction Friday again, and that means it's time for the next part of Chapter 1 of our ongoing book, Lad, a Dog, by Albert Payson Terhune. Last week, we left off with poor Lady getting blamed for something she didn't do, mauling her master's prized stuffed eagle, which was actually done by the scamp dog, Knave. We left off with the master about to whip her as punishment, and poor Lady was taking it like a champ. But I am certain that Lad will not stand for his lady getting punished like that, especially for something she didn't even do. Let's see what happens next, shall we? The link to the ebook is in the description below if you want to read along. But Lad was not mute. As the master's arm swung back for a second blow, he heard, just behind, a low, throaty growl that held all the menace of 10,000 wordy threats. He wheeled about. Lad was close at his heels, fangs bared, eyes red, head lowered, tawny body taut in every sinew. The master blinked at him, incredulous. Here was something infinitely more unbelievable than Lady's supposed destruction of the eagle. The impossible had come to pass. For, know well, a dog does not growl at its master. At its owner, perhaps. At its master, never. As soon would a devout priest blaspheme his deity. Nor does the dog approach anything or anybody, growling and with head lowered, unless intent on battle. Having no fear when a dog barks or even growls at you, so long as his head is erect. But when he growls and lowers his head, then look out. It means but one thing. The master had been the master, the sublime, blindly revered and worshipped master, for all the blameless years of Lad's life. And now, growling, head down, the dog was threatening him. It was the supreme misery, the crowning hell of Lad's career. For the first time, two overpowering loves fought with each other in his Galahad soul. And the love for poor, unjustly blamed Lady hurled down the super-love for the master. In baring teeth upon his lord, the collie well knew what he was incurring, but he did not flinch. Understanding that swift death might well be his portion, he stood his ground. Is there greater love? Humans, sighing swains, vow-laden suitors, can any of you match it? I think not. Not even the much-lauded Antonies. They throw away only the mere world of earthly credit for love. The master's jaw was set. He was well nigh as unhappy as the dog, for he grasped the situation, and he was man enough to honor Lad's proffered sacrifice. Yet it must be punished, and punished instantly, as any dog master will testify. Let a dog growl once or show his teeth in menace at his master, and if the rebellion be not put down in drastic fashion, the master ceases forever to be master and degenerates to mere owner. His mysterious power over the dog is gone for all time. Turning his back on Lady, the master whirled his dog whip in the air. Lad saw the lash coming down. He did not flinch. He did not cower. The growl ceased. The orange tawny collie stood erect. Down came the braided whiplash on Lad's shoulders, again over his loins, and yet again and again. Without moving, head up, dark, tender eyes unwinking, the hero dog took the scourging. When it was over, he waited only to see the master throw the dog whip fiercely into a corner of the study. Then, knowing Lady was safe, Lad walked majestically back to his cave under the piano, and with a long, quivering sigh, he lay down. His spirit was sick and crushed within him. For the first time in his thoroughbred life, he had been struck. For he was one of those not wholly rare dogs to whom a sharp word of reproof is more effective than a beating, to whom a blow is not a pain, but a damning and overwhelming ignominy. Had a human, other than the master, presumed to strike him, the assailant must have fought for life. Through the numbness of Lad's grief, bit by bit, began to smolder and glow a deathless hate for Knave, the cause of Lady's humiliation. Lad had known what had passed behind that closed study door as well as though he had seen, for ears and scent serve a true collie quite as usefully as do mere eyes. The master was little happier than was his favorite dog, for he loved Lad as he would have loved a human son. Though Lad did not realize it, the master had let off Lady from the rest of her beating in order to not increase her champion's grief. He simply ordered her out of the study. And as she limped away, the master tried to rekindle his own indignation and deaden his sense of remorse by gathering together the strewn fragments of the eagle. It occurred to him that though the bird was destroyed, he might yet have its fierce-eyed silvery head mounted on a board as a minor trophy. But he could not find the head. Search the study he would, he could not find it. He remembered distinctly that Lady had been panting as she slunk out of the room, and dogs that are carrying things in their mouths cannot pant. She had not taken the head away with her. The absence of the head only deepened the whole annoying domestic mystery. He gave up trying to solve any of the puzzle, from Lady's incredible vandalism to this newest turn of the affair. Not until 2 days later could Lad bring himself to risk a meeting with Lady, the cause and the witness of his beating. Then, yearning for a sight of her and for even her grudged recognition of his presence, after his 48 hours of isolation, he sallied forth from the house in search of her. He traced her to the cool shade of a lilac clump near the outbuildings. There, having one paw dug a little bit in the cool earth, she was curled up asleep under the bushes. Stretched out beside her was Knave. Lad's spine bristled at the sight of his foe, but ignoring him, he moved over to Lady and touched her nose with his own in timid caress. She opened one eye, blinked drowsily, and went to sleep again. But Lad's coming had awakened Knave. Much refreshed by his nap, he woke in a playful mood. He tried to induce Lady to romp with him, but she preferred to doze. So casting about in his shallow mind for something to play with, Knave chanced to remember the prize he had hidden beneath the chicken house. Away he ambled, returning presently with the eagle's head between his teeth. As he ran, he tossed it aloft, catching it as it fell, a pretty trick he had long since learned with a tennis ball. Lad, who had lain down to sleepily scornful Lady as he dared, looked up and saw him approach. He saw, too, with what Knave was playing, and as he saw, he went quite mad. Here was the thing that had caused Lady's interrupted punishment and his own black disgrace. Knave was exploiting it with manifest and brazen delight. For the second time in his life, for the second time in 3 days, Lad broke the law. He forgot, in a trice, the command, "Let him alone," and noiseless, terrible, he flew at the gambling Knave. Wow, what a harrowing end to this part of the chapter. That's all the time we have for today, friends, but what an exciting place to end on. Knave is finally going to get what's coming to him after framing poor Lady for his roguish ways. I can't wait to see what happens next. Hopefully the master notices this and Lady gets a big apology for him blaming and punishing her. We'll find out next week together, okay? And be sure to come back on Monday for our next Music Monday song, and Wednesday for our next North American Animal Wiki. Thanks for hanging out with me today.